Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this LCTV broadcast of Littleton High School football. I'm Ben Storman, along with Lincoln Palmer, and we are at Alumni Field in Littleton, Mass. for this Friday night matchup between your Littleton Tigers and the visiting Murdock Blue Devils. Now, taking a look at last week, the Tigers are looking to bounce back. They suffered a tough loss, 42-13 to Tingsboro last week at home. Meanwhile, Murdock is looking for its first win of the season after starting off with two losses both to Athol and Wareham, and they were outscored 84-14 in those matchups. So now, Lincoln, Littleton coming off such a tough loss last week to Tingsboro.
Yep.
What do you think they need to do differently in this game to get themselves back?
I think first they need to win the line of scrimmage, right? They were just getting run over. Play after play, 10 yards of carry for Tingsboro. We got to stop the run. Offensively, we got it going a little bit in the pass play, but first we need to run the ball to be successful. All right, Murdock's here going to onside kick right away.
Wow, they start with an onside. And Littleton's going to take that. Big break to start the game. They're getting this ball almost at midfield here. It looks like at their the 48-yard line.
Well, Murdock's first mistake of the game. They onside kicked it to Littleton's best player, Milner. And they'll find out pretty quickly that cat doesn't fool around. All right, Littleton in the one-back formation, three to the high part of your screen here, and Teddy Hunt, the lone receiver down bottom. They're going to go with the fake. You're going to see a lot of that from Littleton. They like to open the drives out, starting it with just a little hard count, see if they're going to jump. Pretty big gap ahead of the center here for Littleton. Maybe they'll just go right up the middle.
Somebody move my camera.
Quick pass over to Evan Mano. Big run, and a gain of 13 by Evan Mano, number 2. He wasn't involved enough last week, and hopefully they can get him going this week and gaslight that offense.
I agree with that, Palmer. He's one of the more explosive players on the field right now, so they definitely need to get the ball in his hands if they want to score on this one.
Absolutely, as Littleton gets their signs. 3 to the bottom of your screen here. 1 high. Pretty consistently, you'll have your 2 wideouts be Teddy Hunt and Evan Mano. As 3 comes across the field. Bad snap. Fumbled, just get on it, and Mansauer covers it up for a loss of about 7.
Yeah, so they do a lot of window dressing there in the backfield. You had Bronco coming around on the motion, and then in between that, you had the snap. A little fumble there on the transfer between Zach Milner and Mansauer, and that's going to be a loss there. Let's see if they can continue this drive despite that. Definitely
some miscommunications. Hopefully they can clean it up here. 2nd and about 16. Again, and it wasn't a bad snap. Mansauer hops on it. That's a loss of another 5. That's a serious drive killer, but I mean, that snap was slightly above the knees, but that's something Mansauer's got to corral. Don't you think, Storman, being a center?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely would love for my quarterback to catch that one. But
all right, Mansauer again hands it off. Milner doesn't find a hole, gets swallowed up for probably a loss of 2, and that's number 8 for the Blue Devils. That's Mark Quinn, the senior.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting play call there, Palmer. About 3rd and 20, and you're running the ball. I don't know. Maybe I'd like to see them take a shot down the field. I mean, they're still in decent field position to punt it, even if they,
Yeah, that's
miss
true.
the
That's
shot.
a good position. That's a very good point. The punting here, we often think of punting like in the NFL, but unfortunately, that's not quite like here at Division VI high school.
Let's
football.
see if Bronco can put one here in the coffin corner.
Good boot on him. Line driver.
Line drive kick. It's going to take a Littleton bounce all the way. Wow, to the 20-yard line. It's going to keep on rolling.
And that's going to be about the 14. About the 17.
So Bronco averaging a little over 30 yards per punt. That one seemed to be over his average there, as it gets all the way down to, I believe, the 16-yard line, 18-yard line.
On the little dial that's on your Zoom handle.
17, excuse me.
There's a little wheel. Yeah, so it's slow. I want you to be able to zoom out and fast.
So, Lincoln, that was a very quick first possession for Littleton there.
All right, now you can slowly
Oh, look at this bunch formation for that's power football if I've ever seen it. And a bad snap. That ball might have been out.
Looks like they got it. Looks like Murdock was able to fall back on it, though.
I will say, Murdock's got run over in their first 2 games, but they definitely have some size.
Absolutely, yeah. They definitely have some meat up front. And, you can probably bet that's why they're in this tight formation to begin the game, trying to, set the tone first drive, run it down the teeth of the Tigers. But we'll see if that goes their way.
Again, bunch formation. You got 3 guys pulling to the right, and a gain of about 4. That's going to be third and about probably 8. Well, let's hope that the Littleton defense can be stout enough to stop the run this week. I know last week we got ran over, but preparing for a team that runs the ball like this is going to be a little different. They're just going to go power formation and try to just, again, same exact play, run to the right.
Yeah.
Got 3 guys pulling, and that's gain of probably 4. So
Not
it's
enough for
gonna be
the first
4th
down.
And 2.5, and they're going to punt the ball.
Yeah, they're really just too far down on their own end to go for it. I agree with the decision there. But, yeah, they kind of just gave it to, looks like Jordan Paris of Murdock there, 3 plays in a row. And did not get the first.
So Murdock prepares the punt. Big kicker back there. Let's see if he's got a big leg. Oh, might have been. Oh, that's not good. Littleton.
If that's on Littleton,
sides.
it would give him a first down.
And that's going to take the punt team off.
Wow.
And that's Littleton shooting themselves in the foot early here. And that was a problem last week as well. They made a lot of mental mistakes.
Yeah, right, Lincoln. Right, and that was, that was part of the reason why they lost by such a deficit. But
right, they could have been in that game.
We've already seen with their first possession on offense, we've seen some sloppiness, and then, a pretty big penalty there to keep the chains moving. So got to clean it up.
72 in motion, handoff up the middle, and that's a train of offensive linemen for a gain of 9. And this is going to be a problem. If you can't stop this formation, forget about it.
Right. I mean, we talked about it. Tingsboro runs a different formation, but they still ran the ball very successfully. We talked about it last week. If you can't stop the run, they're just going to continue to do it, and it tires out the defense.
Particularly a team that's been beaten down pretty good the last 2 weeks. They're looking for some momentum, and they're going to get the first here and probably another 4 yards.
Yeah, Jordan Parrish.
On that play, they pulled at least 3 guys. It's like it's so hard to sort out which one's coming around the corner and then find which one's got the ball.
Right.
I get it. It's difficult, but you have to stop the run. Same old story, you could say. Bunch formation again. 8 takes it around the corner.
Yeah, Mark Quinn's going to take this one up almost to midfield there. Gains about 4. That's still, if you're running it on first down for 4, then you're doing pretty good. So
4, 8, 12, 16, next thing you know.
Next thing you know, they're pushing it across the goal line here, but the Littleton D-lines has to get some penetration.
I think they're going to substitute here and go a little bigger. Littleton last-minute substitution, get them off. Again, hand up the middle, and that's good for another game. Now, Storman, I don't know what formation you would call this. Is this a wing T?
Yeah,
wing?
I think it's a wing T, Lincoln.
Okay.
A lot of
old school football. I don't know.
Right. Also could be called double wing. We've heard that in our careers, right, Lincoln?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's just old school, and it'll tire you out for sure if you're on the receiving end of it.
Again, they give it to the fullback 42, and it's just pushing right along. That one's going to be probably a gain of 2. And now it's 4th and about 3. Obviously, it's 4-down territory here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, this would be a giant start for Littleton to you know, it would almost feel like a gift if they could get this stop and come off the field without any points.
I mean, if I'm the D-line coach, I'm telling my D-linemen to dive at the ground and make them push.
They run it with Parrish and they get enough for the first.
Carry by number 28, Jordan Parrish.
Yeah, they do a lot of misdirection in the backfield, which, you know, might get these Littleton D linemen moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a gap opens up, and that's the first down.
A lot of cycling in the D linemen early here for Littleton, just trying to figure out who's going to hold their gap. We saw them doing double team drills in pregame, which is a pretty uncharacteristic of them, but I guess it makes sense now seeing this offense. You got to be able to fight double teams. Again, another big run by Mark Quinn.
Carry by Quinn.
And that's going to be good for about 8.
Tackle by number 9.
Yeah, so far it looks like Quinn and
He was taken down by Brooks.
Right.
Littleton.
Right, yeah, Quinn and Parrish doing most of the brunt work here, taking the rock. Not really doing nothing special, Lincoln, just running it in between the tackles.
Coming up, we're going to get a little bit better.
Toss to Parrish.
A beautiful block by the fullback. I believe that was Stephen Gauthier. And he lit up one of Littleton players. I didn't see who, but it was a pretty nice kick out block for the fullback. All right, 1st and 10. Littleton's got to stock up these guys here. They got a little motion, handoff for 12. Nice tackle by Littleton there.
Yeah, they go with a little fullback
Joey
dive,
Taylor.
and it works to perfection.
Fullback dive. I know head coach Will Allen really likes that play down in the goal line. Fullback dive. I mean, it's a hard play to stop on those 4th and 1s.
Absolutely, it's an old school play, and you gotta dig down if you want to stop it. And the Tigers have not been doing that. Good
penetration there by Littleton to try to get in the backfield by Cormier, but can't grab a hold of him.
So this is becoming a very long drive for Murdock here, Palmer. It's very tiring on the Tigers' defense,
and a lot of time off the clock.
Right. I mean, we're almost getting down to the nitty-gritty of the first quarter already, and it seems like the Tigers have barely touched the ball.
12 under center again, flips it to the 28, and a big tackle by Milner. Good grab for him. It's well, this is a, you know, don't want this to be a sign of things to come. Don't fall behind on these guys, otherwise, oh my God, run right, and watch the clock twiddle down. All right, fullback again, hands it up to the fullback. And another gain of about 8. I mean, this is just chunk yardage.
No,
it's in a different way than Tinksboro did it, but the same way.
Right. If you're Murdock, why would you quit?
This reminds me of a big game, Littleton against St. Bernard's,
right,
a couple of years back.
Right.
And,
yeah.
Every time we wanted to say, okay, yeah, maybe they're going to go play action here. Maybe they're going to go play. Why would you change it up? You're just running for chunk yardage. Flip it again.
Parrish. Gets swallowed up that time. Only gains about 1 yard there.
4th and about 4. So Littleton needs one now. They're going to take off 58 rather. King Prue.
Well, Lincoln, it's pretty obvious what they're going to run here. They're probably going to run it again, right up the middle.
Yep.
And they're going to live with it.
Here we go again, right up the middle, and that's 4 yards and then some.
Right.
You know, if you're Littleton here, it's the famous saying I always like to say is bend, don't break.
Right. Hey, it's timeless. It's timeless. Hopefully they can do that here, Palmer. Hopefully they've certainly bent, I will say.
They have that part down. 67, Landon Palmer subs in for the Tigers. He's going to take a defensive tackle position.
They hurry up to the
look
line.
To see if he can grab a hold of somebody. this formation, the problem when you get to this close to the goal line, it is so hard to hold them for anything less than a couple yards, you know?
Right.
You got that many guys going in that direction. It's just it's brutal to try and stop if run properly. Landon Palmer in on that tackle. Another handoff. And that's going to get into the end zone.
Yeah, so they hand that one off to Parrish, and he or Parrish, excuse me, and
the Littleton D Parrish.
Yeah, exactly. And he waltzes right in the end zone there. So I mean, what do the Tigers have to say after that? 31 seconds now left here on the clock. The air kind of got taken out of the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is still people funneling in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Looks like they're going to go for 2, because why would you do anything differently at this point?
Space on the right side.
Going to hand it. Oh, bootleg. Running out of ground. Thrown up. Intercepted by 2, Evan Mano. Now, remind you, they cannot return PAT. Or they cannot return 2-point conversions or PAT. That is a new rule added about 5 years ago.
Yeah, you know, Palmer, I really don't understand that one.
I don't, because honestly, I think
I'd
Evan
like to see
would've-
more action.
I think Evan would have made it. I really do.
Right,
It
maybe.
was not. A lot of people were in the air, and he was in front of them. I don't.
And
think
maybe
many
we
people
would have saw a
caught him.
DK Metcalf type play where someone chases him down, right?
Hey, well, if it was going to be somebody, it'd be Mark Quinn. That's for sure.
Right. Or Parrish.
Yeah.
But he's probably pretty tired after that drive because they worked him.
He's getting a water break.
Yep, he's ringing his bell because he's a cow.
Bell cow back, baby. All right, so let's see. Are they going to unside it again, Ben? Let's see. Minus 120 are the odds on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest, after that drive, I wouldn't suggest doing anything special. I'd just play it straight up.
Play it straight up. But on the other hand, they might have seen all of Littleton's good. If
Right.
they watched film, I mean, Tingsborough's a good team, and Littleton got the ball to the 40 every time, plus took one to the end zone one time.
Right.
I don't hate the.
If you're Murdock, you just got to stay in your lane, right?
I don't hate the onside kick because they get it at what, the 45. I'll give up 5 yards and you can have the ball right there and not have to worry about you taking it to the crib. To the crib, and that's what they'll do.
Oh, it's a squib, but it's cut off there by Teddy Hunt. And the Tigers are still left with great field position. Looks like at the 47.
I like that call. I really do. I like the onside kick. I would have liked to kick it a little harder at somebody.
Yeah,
And
I think he
maybe
was
not
trying
Teddy
to do
Hunt.
that, but Teddy Hunt just kind of swallowed
I would
it
find
up.
the biggest lineman that looks like you and kick it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
No need to test the wide receiver to a Littleton. All right, let's see if they're going to air this ball out here. Milner,
Yeah.
at quarterback. They didn't like what they're seeing from little out
Mansour.
route. And that's going to be a gain of about 1, and then it'll be brought down. Oh, it might be a horse collar, might be a face mask flag on the play.
Yeah, Fitzgerald definitely brought down a little awkwardly there. But
A gain
Looks
of
like-
2 if it's a gain of 1, rather. Let's see what the flag is. Face masks. Defense. That's going to be a 15-yarder. That's what we call a drive starter.
right. So a run that went for 1 yard is now a 15-yard run, and you get first down.
Yeah, it was a pass, though.
Well, same difference.
Maybe only 5-yard penalty?
Second down and 4 for the Tigers.
And handoff up the middle there for Milner. And that's a gain of about 3.
So Andrew Milner handed the
With
ball
about
off to
10
his brother,
seconds left
Zach
in the
Milner.
quarter. Now, are they junior, senior? Are they 1 year apart?
I believe they are.
Andrew's a senior. And Zach is, the year after. He's a junior. And that's the end of 1. And we have
We have a
Murdock.
score 6-0, Murdock with the lead. Now, Lincoln, considering what we just saw, we saw Murdock run the ball dominantly.
Chunk yardage.
We've seen nothing but slop from the Tigers so far, yet, but they haven't had the ball for very long. So, Lincoln, this offensive drive, because it's an important one.
Yeah.
What are you doing coming out? Do you have more of a running focus? You trying to pass the ball, play action?
I mean, you've already seen Murdock dominate the line of scrimmage here. We've already seen that.
Right, they have the size as well.
So are we going to try to run against these guys that just dominated us for 6 yards a carry? I'd probably go out slinging the ball. They got Milner in there. He's got a good gun on him. I would go out and sling it around because...
Maybe you're right, Lincoln. Maybe they have Milner in there because they want to sling it around.
Yeah,
Go up to the field.
Mansauer was slinging it pretty good in the second quarter of last week's game against Tingsboro, but let's see what Milner was their original QB1, but then dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury potentially. Without being able to give you guys too much information. Big run up the middle. Like I was just saying, I would run it right up the middle and say, we're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And that's a good gain from Milner to Milner for about 25.
Great run there from Zach Milner. He's actually averaging just over 90 rush yards per game, so that run's definitely going to help him to reach his average total there.
He's
as
getting
that's a big
six
chunker.
and a quarter per carry. Tigers cheerleaders are getting into it now. Snap, Milner to Milner again, swallowed up after probably 4. Littleton's student section really getting into it now. A little bit of momentum for the Tigers.
Right. Hey, we will still take that run on first down. That is a great run. 4 yards.
Yep. 4, 8, 12. I mean, 4 yards of carry is not too shabby. Really getting rowdy here.
Let me see a short
At
pass.
Alumni Field here in Littleton.
Quick hitter. Let's get Milner in rhythm here. That's
Milner,
what they do.
Quick hitter.
Oh.
Mano. And that was a touchdown if he catches that.
Really, Lincoln, that Palmer vision.
He cut when Mano catches that, he's cutting back, and he got 2 blockers coming down. He's heading right to the goal post. Touchdown.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. He had blockers out in front. I guess we'll never know what that play could have been.
Rotate. Milner checks the
Third down here for the Tigers.
pass protection. He's going to throw it again. Up. Oh, nice catch.
There's Mano.
I believe that was Nicholas Brooks for the first down for the Tigers. Nicholas Brooks and Tyler Branco here to the bottom of your screen.
Fast pace.
Another pass play. Go route. Bam! You know who it is. It's Mano.
Oh, we got laundry on the field, ladies and gents.
Oh, unsportsmanlike conduct. I believe the touchdown will stand. And they're going to kick from farther, I would guess.
Lincoln, did you see what happened there?
Yeah, he spun the ball. It was so hot in his hands he had to get it on the turf because it was burning a hole in his glove.
Oh.
Maybe they won't now because
Yeah, that's undisciplined right there.
It's undisciplined, but you know what? I don't kill him for it. Here's why. He had a bad game last week, wasn't getting as many targets as you would like to see as a Littleton fan, but he got the ball, he got a touchdown. That's just excitement.
It is a soft penalty.
As a coach, I'll deal with that. Oh, that's a long field goal. Maybe I won't. At this point in the game, I'll deal with that. In the fourth quarter, it's a different story. I think they're going to kick this field goal. Branco has a boot on him, we've been told. We were down here on the field last weekend watching Branco do some workouts, and he was hitting him from 45 consistently.
He was getting that leg loose. Let's see if he's got it here.
Game time's a little bit different.
It's about a 35-yarder. Oh! Off the post! Doinks it, and it's no good.
Well, I'll tell
so
you.
we remain in a tie.
I'll tell you. He had plenty of leg. He hit it. He hit it halfway up the post. He did. He had plenty of leg on him.
He crushed it. It was a 35-yarder. Palmer, like you said, he was hitting from 45 consistently. He could have had that one from 45.
Slightly unfocused, undisciplined.
He just pulled it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And he doinks it. Good try. Good try, though. That was far.
That's exactly what you need.
The penalty. Big penalty there.
Yep.
That makes that PAT much more difficult. So much more difficult. 10-yard penalty, was that?
15.
Or 15. Yeah.
15-yarder.
Yeah, so, what's supposed to be a 20-yarder ends up being a 35-er. So.
And
wow.
Now they prepare to kick it deep for the Tigers. Branko getting ready to take some frustration out on this one.
Yeah, let's see him boot this one through the back of the end zone.
Crowd getting antsy now. They want to see somebody get hit. And that's out of bounds. Another. I mean, it's been an undisciplined game on the Littleton side.
It has, but it's still tied.
It is still tied, but a lot of flags on Littleton. A lot. And foolish flags.
Absolutely.
Face masks, you'll live with that.
Yeah.
Holding, you'll live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But spinning the ball, I mean, kicking it out of bounds.
Right.
I feel like there was another one.
Well, I think they also had some sloppy plays. They dropped the snaps to start the game.
It's been sloppy. It's been sloppy. But you know what? It's a tie game and it's been sloppy. But now the test comes in. You had a long drive, scored a touchdown. Now you got to stop this run 4 times in a row. Pretty good tackle there by the Tigers.
Yeah, they had a long drive. They scored. And even better, Lincoln, they answered, right? They could have crawled up into a ball here. They just got the ball run down their throat. They could have threw the towel in, but no. They come back out onto the field. And they, like we were saying, they use a mix of runs and passes to get the ball into the end zone.
Handoff again.
Parrish.
Up the middle.
Parrish making this D-line. Parrish.
Gain of 8. First down for the Blue Devils. And now they'll get their play. Run out from the huddle. Down, set, go, handoff. 28.
Parrish. I mean, they're just running Parrish, and I think
punch, counter punch. It's going Parrish, Parrish, and then they're going to hit you with Quinn, and then they might hit you with the fullback, Gauthier, too. They got a pretty good run game for a team that's been outscored. My guess is the teams that have played them have just aired the ball out like nobody's business.
Right.
And come up and just absolutely stuff the run. Oh, good way to wrap them up there as Quinn gets tackled after a gain of 1, probably. Milner and Mansauer throwing here on the sideline, just staying loose.
Looks like Jamison Haggerty in on that last tackle for the Tigers.
We did just see Milner get off the stationary bike, just keeping the legs loose. Getting ready. Don't want to get stiff here on a nice cold night. Cut back up the middle.
Sweet play.
Flag on the play. Stopped by Brooks.
That flag is very hard to see on that Littleton yellow paw.
Absolutely. And
holding on the offense.
Holding on the offense, number 54. That's Jeff.
So that'll move them back 10. And now it looked to be a promising drive.
Third. That's one thing when you get into this offense. This is where I go play action. Bootleg right. And now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to remind you.
Oh, stop. Ball might be out. But no, the Blue
No,
Devils
they
will
fall back
recover
on it.
4th and 15. What were you about to say, Storman?
Yes. So we just want to point out there's some technical difficulties on our scoreboard. It appears that it's still the first quarter, even though it is the second. So we just want to clear that up. And the down and distance also seems to be vacant. So we just want to let you guys know. Thank you for bearing with us.
We are working with tech specialist Damon Abbots on trying to get this problem resolved right away.
White team's going to kick it.
All right.
Now it looks like they're going to punt it away here. No brainer. Oh, no. Flag on the play, potentially. I didn't see a flag, but they did call it.
Looks like Murdock might be backing up. Maybe a false start.
The ref was just hit with the ball in the stomach, and he looked pretty distraught over that.
Yep, it's going to be a false start on the pump formation. So that's 5 more yards of field position for the Tigers.
And now punting away Murdock, 4th and about 20.
Pretty low-scoring affair as of yet.
Oh! They had a shot at it. Teddy Hunt.
Mano
Return
receives
here
this.
from Mano. Doesn't have a sideline. Oh, nice tackle there by Mark Quinn. Return of about 5 yards.
Still good field position for the Tigers. Looks like they're right on the 40-yard line.
And Milner comes out as QB1.
So they like what they saw from him last drive, and I did too. Who didn't? That was a great pass to the back
drive.
left corner of the end zone we saw. So we'll see if they come out here and they continue with the pass game. I assume they're just going to come out, run their normal offense. They're a run-first team, so.
I'm thinking, first play of the game, first play of the drive here, let's just hand it off. Yep, a little option. We'll just give it to Milner. And he'll find about 5 yards there.
Yeah, good run there by Milner. He's a patient runner. He's a good player, Lincoln.
Yeah, very good. Reminds me a lot of Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
He waits and waits and waits and waits. And
like
then
10 years ago.
Yeah. When he was good in fantasy. And all right, now maybe go to the air here. They definitely like to go to the hard count a lot.
They do.
A lot.
And it doesn't seem to work very often, does it?
No, I'd like to see that utilized a little less. Miller to throw it. Oh, Brooks!
Wow.
He had a gain of about 30.
Nicholas Brooks unable to haul that one in.
Brooks tried to squeeze that ball with a couple of bricks.
He might have had his eyes upfield before he got his hands on the ball, and that's what can happen.
He heard the big free safety.
Yeah, it's hard catching balls over the middle.
Of Jordan Paris.
Catching a ball over the middle, having a D-back closing down in on you, it's not an easy task.
I'd go to the air again. Milner drops back. Quick out route. Incomplete. Now here's the question. Do you punt the ball or do you go for it?
That's a great question. I'm just going to say punt the ball here. I don't think there's any good reasons.
Offense is staying on the field.
I'd like the punt here, Palmer. I do.
I don't hate the punt. I really don't. Especially when
it's a close game. You don't want to give them too much momentum at the end of the half here.
We're being told they're going to go for the hard count here. They bring him in motion. And nothing goes. See, this is what happens. You use it too much, then they know.
Right.
Right. I get you want to keep them honest. Milner drops back. They're going to go for it. Brooks squeezes it in this time. Breaks one tackle and another. Brought down the 28-yard line.
Yeah, great.
He's ecstatic.
Great play there from great play call too. Brooks was wide open, and Milner with a laser right into his stomach. Brooks
they went back to it. They saw it on first down, and they said, "We'll file this one." They're gonna go stay in the hurry-up offense here.
Brooks with great yards.
Mano gets his orders. 3 to the top of your screen here. Drop back again. Go route. Underthrown. Oh, should have been intercepted. Bad throw by Milner.
Yeah, it was
wide
underthrown.
open in the corner. and he just checks it up, and thankfully, he put his sword away even though he missed an interception. I don't know if that flies.
Did he really?
No, he did. Paris, he can back it up running the ball, but he does drop that interception that was pretty clear.
I think this is Brooks' drive. Let's see him go back corner of the end zone here on a little post route, huh?
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Bad snap, kicked, ball's loose! And they've got it. Murdock.
Palmer, that
going the other way.
It just seemed like that ball was on the ground for forever.
Yeah, it was a hard snap. I don't know if Milner almost looked like he wasn't looking.
We've been having problems all night with the snap.
Off his hand, up into the air, couldn't find it, and Murdock found it pretty quickly. And now Murdock taking advantage of Littleton's, again, another Littleton mistake.
Yeah.
They're fortunate to still be in this game, but they have had a lot of bad mistakes.
You have to wonder, is it going to come back to bite them at any point in this game?
Handoff up the middle, big run. Great ball security, but a nice stick laid by Mano. Evan Mano, number 2 of the Tigers. That kid is a dog.
Met his grandfather today. Great guy.
Great guy. Came over, introduced himself. Great guy, great family. All the way up to the older brother of Justin Mano. Handoff, ball's out. And fumble, but they get it back.
So
Aiden for the Tigers.
Aiden,
now it's 2nd and 12.
Pimentel looks like he lost it there in the transaction between him and the quarterback. They lose 2, so this will bring up 2nd and 12 at Murdock's own 47-yard line.
All right, under center, motion. Again to Paris. And nice stack up by the Littleton D line to hold them. And,
seems like Littleton's starting to get a little bit more discipline against this
getting
run.
A little penetration, starting to chalk up that line, and
Murdock seems very one-dimensional so far. We haven't seen him do
12.
much passing the ball. We've just seen him run this ball. So the Tigers know if they can stop the run, then they're going to have a really good chance to win this one.
So they have thrown the ball once on a 2-point conversion. It was a bootleg right. And it was an interception. So I don't think they're going to be too eager to throw it. And they're going to throw it here almost like a screen pass. And blown up. Great tackle. Littleton zone.
Delayed. Looks like delayed McCoy also in on the tackle there.
Great tackle. And that was a hard hit.
They tried to run the screen out to Parrish, and he just had nothing from the get-go. It was... when you run the screen, you hope the D linemen come running upfield, right? And then
2 did, and 2 stayed back.
Right. So good job there by recognizing it was a screen, staying back, and tackling Parrish.
Now forcing the punt.
And as it punts, you don't tilt up to get the ball. Just slowly zoom down and you pan left to get the receiver.
Good snap. Good kick. Mano doesn't come up for it, checks up a little, and it's going to roll till probably the 28-yard line. Call it the 27.
Yeah, seems about right.
Not a bad punt.
So 3:46 left to go in the first half. Tigers about to come out. Tigers offense about to come out. We'll see what they have in store. They have time. They don't need to rush. I'd like to see them have a nice thought-out drive here. Take a good amount of time off the clock.
Take it down to 30 seconds and score a touchdown.
Score and leave no time for Murdock to do anything. Easier said than done, though, of course.
Hand off to Milner. Oh,
he's got room.
He's got Landon out in front blocking for him. And that's a gain of about 8.
Good play by Stephen Gauthier of Murdock to come and he was blitzing in there initially, kind of got into the backfield. You would have thought he might have been behind the play, but he ends up hustling from behind, tackling the runner.
Again with the fake.
You know, to your point, Lincoln, I'd really like to see them save it for a big situation.
Yeah,
when the crowd's loud.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Big moment. Milner. And that'll get the first down.
Yeah.
Another 3. And moving the sticks right along. Now we get down sub 3 minutes. Littleton wants to be patient, but not too patient. You know, they still have a lot of yards to make up.
They wanna chew this clock down to 2 minutes, and then they'll start to pick it up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Milner hands it off to Mano. Got blockers out in front. Turns the corner. Cuts back. Still got blockers. Great run. Gain of about 24.
Yeah, phenomenal job by everybody there. O-line blocking. Mano being patient, turning the corner, getting upfield.
Beautiful run by
weaving his
Mano.
way.
Like you said, great patience, waiting, seeing the hole, and just heading right in. That's going to bring us to a timeout.
With 2:26 left to go here in the second quarter.
Timeout for Murdock. And so, Ben, we got the ball at about the 35-yard line here with a little under 3 minutes to go. What's going to be the game plan here for Coach Easter and Littleton's offense?
Okay, well, you know, I'm looking at they still have 2:26, right? They still have a little bit of time, so I'd still like to see them run the ball a couple of plays here to start.
Yep.
Get this clock, you know, moving a little bit. And then after that, then I'd like to see some passes. You start getting down to a minute 30. That's when you want to take your shots down the field. You know, maybe we can see Mano get involved here down the stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe Zach Milner comes in for a big play. But you know what? I'm looking at Nicholas Brooks on this drive. He had a couple of big catches on that last one. That drive ended early, so Nicholas Brooks.
I think I would run this ball here and then take it to the 2-minute warning. Up the middle, loses traction.
So exactly what we were saying, Palmer. Exactly what we were saying. They're going to run that ball. It looked like it would have been a run for more than it was, but
see, I'm probably not in a hurry to get this play in before the 2 minute.
I'm starting to hurry at a minute 30.
Yeah,
I
mean, 35 yards to go.
They're over the 50.
Play. Oh, it should have been intercepted.
Yeah, it didn't look like Melvin saw him.
Pimentel, the sophomore, had his chance and dropped it. I'll tell you one thing, Murdock's had some opportunities to make Littleton pay.
Yeah.
3 interceptions have been dropped that were pretty easy interceptions.
Yeah.
No offensive players around them. 3rd and 8, a minute 57. See, this is why I don't run that play before the 2 minute.
Right, because now you're out of the clock stopped.
And you're passing the ball again. Oh, Teddy Hunt.
Flag down.
Pitch and catch.
Flag. This one might be coming back, though.
That might be a holding. Holding.
Yeah, it's going to be holding on Littleton.
So instead of 3rd and 8, it's going to be 3rd and 13. Or is it a 10-yarder?
I think it's going to be 3rd and 12 about. Yeah, that looks like it's what it's going to be.
Or is it 5 yards from the spot? Oh, okay, 5 from the previous.
This is another passing down.
3rd and 12.
So all the more reason you don't run that other play before the 2 minute.
Right,
warning.
but now they have to pass. This is definitely a passing down, so I'd expect them to pass. A minute 48. Hopefully they complete it regardless, whether it's for the first down or not, and get the clock running.
Alrighty. Milner gives his orders. Under center. Not under center, rather. And sweep to his brother. Cuts back up, and he's going to be swallowed up for a loss of 2.
That's a very interesting play call there, Lincoln. Is that the coach not having enough trust in his quarterback to throw the ball there on 3rd and long?
Yeah, I mean, you think you'd at least get 2 guys to one side, maybe throw a go route. Oh, it looks like they're going to go for it here, though. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably throw the ball if I'm going to go for it, you know? I think I'm going to throw the ball 3rd down, throw the ball 4th down.
Maybe they thought they could catch him off guard.
Again, go for the fake. It's just a lot of use, a lot of use of the fake. We've said it before. Milner gives his pass blocking. Now they're going to make a deep pay. Cutback route. Oh!
He's going to be right
close.
at the line, Link. This was going to be really close.
I think he was short. A nice throw and catch by Brooks. Excuse me, that was Tyler Branco. So that's going to be first down.
For Murdock, so Littleton did not get enough.
No, he was about a yard short.
They were right there.
45 seconds for the Devils to see if they can get a big run popping. Now, you think they're going to hit him with the play action here, screen pass? Or you think they're just going to go old-fashioned up the middle?
I don't think they want to risk turning this ball over in the air.
Do they take a timeout here?
I think, yeah. I think they're content with what. It's a tie game.
2nd and 8.
It's a tie game, and I think they're content with that. They're just going to go into half here, 6-6.
And they get the ball back. Don't forget, folks, at halftime, stick around, check out the cheerleaders. Put on quite a performance, as well as the game will be on shortly after.
Yeah, well, you know what, Lincoln, these Littleton High School cheerleaders always do a good job. They always seem prepared, coordinated,
great coaching,
great effort. So
that's a half. So check out this cheerleading performance. Go get some chip and dip. Get back for the second half, folks, and it's going to be a good one.
Stick with us, ladies and gents. Thank you very much.
6-6 at Alumni Field.
Please welcome to the field the Tigers cheerleaders. Let's go!
Get them claws up, you don't want it with Littleton High School. New flavor, new twist, them haters, they can handle this. They try to come for me, but they just got dismissed. If they think I'm not the one, I'm here, got beat up dead. I'm so good, I think they bring the world knows who I am. Make it right, that's how I do. You so scared of things, so you're trying to make out the things too. Coming for the top spot, it's time to rock. You wanna know if I'm don't give a fuck.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to get underway for the second half here. Stormwind, Ben, what are your thoughts heading in to the second half play? The Blue Devils are getting the ball for Littleton. What adjustments do you got to make, and what are you looking to change at halftime to help you get past this 6-6 game?
I want more discipline from Littleton's side. All right, I we're gonna have physical errors, right? But the mental errors, they need to be kept at a minimum.
Yep.
And we've already had multiple. All right, we can't have snap problems where we're fumbling the ball in the quarterback's transition with the running back. We can't have that. We can't have flags. We can't spin the ball, right?
Evan, come on.
So it's just the little things like that.
Absolutely.
In a 6-6 game here.
Yeah,
as
you
the
can't
clock
make those
strokes 8
mistakes.
p.m., by the way.
Yeah.
We can't have those mistakes in a close game. It's just it's not going to be a pretty result. So they really have to clean it up heading in to the second half.
Clean it up. And we did speak to Coach Asante Easter before this matchup and just how his thoughts were going into this game, and he said a game like this, I want two guys on my lineup. I want a Justin Mano, and I want a Mark Frisoli. Mark Frisoli, the big free safety linebacker. I mean, that kid could come downhill, and he could hit people, you know. And Justin Mano, I mean, that kid would catch anything. You know, you throw it up, he's coming down with it. He said he really wants guys like those. He really had guys like that in his lineup.
Yeah.
But he's got guys who are close to it, and he thinks they're going to go out and get the win.
You know, I thought it was really peculiar that he said that. Right?
It was uncanny.
Just a couple of random names thrown into the mix. And but regardless, you know, it was a joy to play with them.
Absolutely.
And I had the pleasure to. And they were good teammates, is what I have to say. So, a minute 50 to go here, Lincoln.
Yep.
And so I want to talk about this D line now for Littleton.
Yep.
They started to get more stout towards the end of the game.
Absolutely.
Or at end of the half, rather. Not the end of the game yet, right? But they were running a lot of a four-man front going on, and
Yep.
I think maybe let's get a nose tackle in there too. Let's go 5-man. Let's really try to stop these gaps up because, as we know, Murdock love to run the ball, and that's pretty much the only thing they can do successfully. So stop the
Absolutely.
run, win the game.
You got to
know?
stuff it. You got to block it. And if you're Littleton here, I think it's good. Maybe get a 3 and out, get the ball back, and get going the other way. But yes, very rather peculiar interview at halftime. I mean, at the beginning of the game, but an enjoyable one nonetheless.
Right. It's always a pleasure to talk to Coach Easter and anybody on the Littleton coaching staff for that matter. So Bronco, known for the boot, is going to kick this one off. Looks like Parrish and Quinn are back for the Blue Devils.
Two cats I do not want to kick to.
So, ladies and gents, without further ado, thank you for sticking with us on LCTV. Please enjoy second half action as Tyler Bronco kicks us off.
Bronco, the running start. Nice kick down to about
That's
the
a good one.
20-yard line. Fielded by Paris. Brooks breaking down and makes the tackle. He says, I'm not going to blow you up. I'm going to slide,
Oh,
chop.
Parrish, a little shaken up, slow to get up.
Might have
That
got
would
a
be a big
helmet
loss,
to the knee.
but it looks like he'll be all right. He's walking it off.
He's staying out there a
We
little
call
slow
that a
to get
stinger,
up.
right, Link?
Yeah.
Just a stinger. It's just going to hurt for a couple minutes, that's all.
It's going to hurt just as much on the field as it will on the bench, so you might as well stay out.
Exactly.
They're going to send him out just to be safe, get him looked at, get him taped up, maybe get him back in the game.
Yeah, a little gimpy coming off, but, they still got Quinn, who's a pretty good.
Quick substitution. That's Carlos Ruiz, the freshman. He's going to take Paris's spot here. Five down lineman for Littleton. Pretty good job. Looks like he misplayed the snap. As Chris Watkins comes running in. And Alex Rodriguez goes out. Quick substitution there on the line. Something they didn't like.
So far, Murdock pretty much doing exactly what they thought they do. I mean,
second and
up here.
about 11. And they get down again. Sixth down lineman for Littleton that play. Breaks open.
Quinn,
and that
good
is
cutback.
Quinn with a gain of 5. Now the problem is here, when you bring that many down linemen, you get so susceptible to the outside run that they can break it open and get some distance pretty quickly.
Yeah, so Lincoln. Nope, never mind. I thought there was an extra linebacker on the field, but no, Littleton is going with a 5-man front.
Nicholas Brooks, the safety. And that's going to be swallowed up, and that's going to be 4th and about 6.
Yeah. So the past,
And the punt unit comes out.
before that half ended, Lincoln, it looked like Littleton was doing pretty good against the run, and they look good right now. So maybe they found an antidote for the run.
Maybe it's this 5-6 down lineman. And big punter comes back with a taped up arm. Good snap, good catch. Might have had a shot at it, Teddy, if he went for it.
Mano.
Nice return by Mano. Gets the sideline, 20 yards, and then forced out of bounds by Joel Barospi.
By Evan Mano.
Littleton going to start their drive across midfield. They'll take that
First down.
every day of the week. Looks like they're going to be on the
Plus money side of things.
46-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, 46. All right, you got Teddy to the bottom of your screen. He's going to be one-on-one with John Kelly, the freshman. I like that matchup quite a bit if you're Littleton here. Hand off to Mano.
He's got room.
He's got it
Roam
lane.
right side.
Sideline cuts back. Gain of 15. Mano the other way.
Really good action right there in the backfield, and great blocking too by Littleton's old line. It looks like we have an injury on the field currently. Can't really see who's down right now. They're on the far
Murdock,
sideline. It's a Murdock player.
And hopefully it's just a calf cramp. And
Yeah, this is just something you don't want to see for either side.
Littleton's going to take a knee too.
So we tilt up so we can see the guy, the progress of him. Yeah, a little more. I mean, we don't have to zoom in. up a little bit so we understand what they're starting to feel.
We have the trainers and refs and coaching staff of Murdock over talking. And Littleton's fans have elected to sit down as well until we see what's going on with this player.
He's getting up now. It looks like, at least. Yep, they're helping him to his feet.
A little bit of a limp walking off, but he does walk off under
That's always good to see.
under his own power. Hopefully it's just a bad ankle sprain. And you
Yeah,
can tape it
Lincoln,
up
you've
and get
had your
back
fair
in.
share of injuries, and you would know out of anybody that is just not what you want to see.
This formation is a little bit of a passing formation, so stay wide like that.
Coming out and a little 3-by-1 look. Mano to the top. Excuse me, Brooks to the top. Asante gives his orders.
So Mansauer is gonna start the half here instead of Milner.
Swing pass. Milner. Nice catch and some yards to go. Cut back. And pushed out of bounds, it looks like.
Yeah. Good play call there, and we just talk about this time and time again, Lincoln. Just get your explosive players in space, right? Get your Zach Milner in space. Get your Evan Mano in space. And that's what they do there, and it works out for them.
1st and 10 at the 15. Hand off to Mano again.
He's got room, it looks.
He's got a
Trying to get the
corner,
edge.
cuts back, and swinging a bounds after a gain of 6. So they really struggled to get Mano touches outside last week. So it looks like they're going to run some pass plays with him at running back, and you got to get that player ball. He's your best athlete. Next to Milner, you know, kind of 1A, 1B. You got to find a way to get Mano the ball, and
Little
a good way of
Ramondre
doing it there, bringing him in.
Stevenson, Ezekiel Elliott. So time, we're ticking down here. 8.5 minutes to play.
You got pretty good. You got two guys
Second
with
and
a lot
4.
of space on the bottom of your screen here. And zone coverage. Oh, tipped! But Teddy Hunt catches the tip in for the touchdown. Another dropped interception for the Blue Devils. That makes it 4 on the night.
Really good focus there from Teddy Hunt. But despite the ball being tipped, still able to focus on it and reel it in. Sometimes that can be very hard to do in the heat of the moment. Everything's just happening so quick. You watch that ball come in, it gets tipped, gets, the flight gets changed, and it's a hard play to make, but Teddy just looking very composed, making that catch. Great play.
They're going to go for 2, hand it off up the middle, gets the 1 yard, keeps
This would be
pushing.
big. Come on.
It's going to be short, it looks like. No good. So 6-12, a successful drive for the Tigers.
Yeah, Lincoln, that's exactly what they wanted to do to start.
Absolutely.
To
They
start
got
the
the
half.
stop. They forced the punt.
Right, they
Got the
their
ball
3-0.
back and drove it down.
Cheerleaders doing their push-ups currently. Usually, the more push-ups they do, the better. Right, Lincoln?
With this offense, they haven't been doing too many push-ups.
No, it's been a slow game, but they're on top now, and they look really strong here to start the second half.
And big leg here to kick it away.
Stop there. The ball in the center of the screen.
Makes sure his troops are ready, and now he'll boot it away. They're going to go. Oh, looks like that's going to stay in.
Wow.
Touchback. So bring it back to the 25.
Good kick there. It was almost perfect.
We were hoping it was going to check up at the 1 or 2 yard line.
Just not enough backspin on that, Palmer.
Right. When you're kicking that ball, you need to make sure you're kicking it down. You know, like you're playing golf. You're driving a ball. You need to hit it down.
Yeah.
Get that backspin so it checks up on the 2-yard line.
You're hitting your sand wedge. You're about 50 yards out. You're hitting your sand wedge, and you need to draw that ball back towards the hole. So, but still a good kick, regardless.
So 1st and 10, handoff, and it's going to be a gain of probably 1, maybe 2.
We'll see. I mean, I've said it time and time again. Littleton's starting to look strong against a run. So is Murdock gonna be forced to pass here, or are they just gonna, keep going with this?
Well, the thing is with Murdock here is when you have an offense that consists of just running the ball, 2nd and 9 here, you don't want to fall behind. It takes so long to form a drive and get upfield. Now it's going to be 3rd and probably 4, 3.5 maybe. And quick run over to the quarterback, to the coach, and he says power right. And they go back to the huddle.
Yeah, Murdock just moving the pile up here. Looks like they got about 4 yards to go on 3rd down.
4th and about 5. Under center, drop snap maybe. And 4th and probably going to be 4 again.
Do you think they punt this one again, Palmer? Or?
They're going to punt it, but no, I think they're going to go for it. And they're going to bring out the punting unit. I mean,
it's still a one-position game.
Yeah, you got to punt it. You got to punt it.
Right.
I just pulled up the analytics on it.
Right.
And the analytics say
AWS.
Brought to you by AWS. 6:49 left in the third one-position game. You got to punt the football, but on the other hand,
personal protector number 42.
You got to pass the football, I think. Nice bounce for the Blue Devils. And the Tigers are going to take the ball at their own 38-yard line and look to drive some odd yards in the other direction. Hopefully they can punch it in. Nick Stallings brings out the troop for Littleton. Again, you got your wideouts, Teddy Hunt and Nicholas Brooks, as Mano's been playing in the slot a lot more this week. Bring him in, get him a little closer. Handoff up the middle. Milner's back in at quarterback, actually. Maybe they're doing an every other drive type thing.
Maybe they're just going drive by drive, Palmer. See who does what, and we'll react to that. But
yeah, taking it one play. But on the other hand, Mansau just put in a touchdown drive.
I can always tell when Milner's in there because of them yellow cleats. Although it does look like 2 flags on the field, don't it?
Under center. And throwing. Oh, beautiful catch and run! Getting brought down, tackled.
All the way down to the 30.
Nicholas Brooks, a beautiful catch and run.
I like this kid this game. He's got he's a little fire plug.
Yeah.
He's catching what's thrown to him, except that one ball, but that's way behind him at this point. He's having a big game.
6'1" and a $175. He's a pretty fast cookie. And a great sling from Milner. They waste no time.
They pass it.
Swing pass, and
that's a ball that might need to be caught. Not a perfect pass.
Should have been caught by number 10 there. 54 for the Blue Devils. Takes that football off the back of the helmet. They might have to put him into protocol for a couple plays. But probably a ball Milner would have liked to have back and reel that one in, but.
Yeah, trying to go Milner to Milner.
2nd and 10, RPO, and dropped by
Andrew Milner. Just looking a little too excited almost. You kind of just need to settle down, set your feet, make the throw.
Because it was a great play.
And he was open.
It looks like we got a player down for the Blue Knights. Good play when he's open, and now it's about 3rd and 10.
Waving the trainers in. The refs, that is.
Perhaps maybe a dislocated finger or something. The way he's holding it.
Pop it back into place. All right, so it looks like nothing major, but can't really see from here. He's walking off on his own power. Looks like maybe a hand injury, wrist, something of that nature, possibly even shoulder.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a quick finger and you just take it, put it
Right.
between the helmet
Hurts
and the
for 5
bleachers.
minutes. Yeah. So Littleton's defense trots, or offense rather, trots back out there. Sticking with Milner even after the couple of missed throws there in a row.
Third and about 10. And Milner gets his sign in and gives his protection. And about 5 yards back, takes a snap. RPO, throws it instead. Just behind for Mano.
Yeah. Yeah, that looked like maybe Milner could have had that one too. Could have had that throw. It might have been a tough window, but...
So 4th and 10, you can't kick it, you can't punt it, you got to go for it here. It's one of those no man's land.
Right. Agree.
So likely picking a pass it here.
Probably going with the hard count. Lots of signals coming in from Coach Easter. Can barely keep up.
I hope they got it. Motion to the right. And they're going to go to Mano.
Oh! Fell down. Did they trip over each other? No
Teddy
pass
Hunt.
interference call?
I didn't see
Interesting. Hunt looking for a flag himself. Maybe their feet got tied up. They both went down to the ground. Easter's going to get his word in here.
it. Maybe a couple.
Yeah. That looks like Bill Belichick this past Sunday night.
Yeah. It looks like
So turnover on downs there, 4th and 10. Would have been a big ask for Littleton to get the first there, but they fail.
came up short. That's why you punt the ball last drive if you're Murdock.
And now Murdock is just going to run it right up the gut and move the pile. They're down by 6.
So at what point do you start throwing the football, Peter Stormwood, or do you just, you know what, we're a running team, let's stick with it?
If you're Murdock, then you're sticking with it for now because you still got, 5 minutes and another quarter after that. So you can still run your normal offense. You're only down 6 points, right? You're not panicking.
Yeah. Handoff up the middle, gets the corner, and a gain of probably 1.
Yeah, okay. So Littleton, definitely, it's
third and
it's a
about
trend.
6.
They've definitely
Mano comes out to get a drink of water.
tightened up on the run. It is no longer a fluke. They have seemed to have figured out the run game.
They are a run-stopping defense.
This second half, they certainly have been.
And handed off again.
Helmet
Helmet's
pops off.
Oh, but that'll get the first down. And that was Quinn just kept the legs churning to get the first down. And 88 lost his helmet for the Blue Devils there.
Look at, I think his hair may have pushed that helmet off by itself.
We actually don't have his number on our play sheet, so we don't know who that is. But maybe the hair narrows him down.
Just
Under
heavy
center
set,
again.
just friggin' bingo, bongo. Run it left, run it right.
That's the fullback carrying that one. Steven.
This is kind of like when you're playing Madden and you're just running it because it works. And your buddy's just like, stop running the ball, man. This is boring.
And it's just chunk yardage, chunk yardage. All right, under center again, not a surprise. Hand it off. And that'll gain him probably a half a yard, call it a yard. Ball's
ball
out.
pops out at the end, but they're going to blow him down.
And I don't disagree with that decision. He did look down.
Paris slow to get up there again. He's definitely gimping around out there.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Blue Devils here. They've been pretty consistent with the punting the football on 4th, but you're getting into that territory where what's the point? Run to the left. And stuff. Ball might be out. Littleton waiting for the signal from the officials.
No signal yet, but
No.
Tigers will take over.
They're going to say he was down.
At the Blue Devils' 46-yard line, 1st and 10.
They still haven't signaled. Littleton's...
no, I personally thought that ball came out a bit late.
Yeah, Littleton's offense out there. They never signaled, but it's going to be Littleton's football.
And now Mansauer. Wow. No signal from the refs there.
They just did it, just at the very
Okay,
end,
all right.
after they switched the ball out.
So Mansauer back in for Milner after that, a little bit of a shaky drive.
Yeah, but he threw the ball pretty well a couple times.
Yeah.
Hand off to Milner. They must just be switching. Gets a hole. Breaks it open. Keeps going. Keep churning the legs.
Wow, what
Keep going. He's just keep pushing. He's going to get in.
Push it in!
Oh my God! Wow! About 25 yards and guys on his back, and Milner said, "I don't care." He just keeps churning and churning,
Wow.
and Walsh is all the way in.
Wow, that was a great run. And not only Milner fighting right for his life down the sideline, but the lineman coming down and pushing him past. That was beautiful.
They got in and they pushed him in, and that's why Milner's the bell cow, man. Oh my God!
Wow, I mean, if you don't love that play, holy smokes, that was beautiful.
He just kept on pushing. That kid is a dog. And
Bronco nips it in, almost hits a car. That's extra points too. I heard it turns into 2 points
they
instead of
recently brought that into MIAA. They're still testing it out.
one. Right.
So now, panic starts to set. 2:10 to go in the 3rd. Down 2 touchdowns, and you got a slow rolling offense.
So Littleton.
Well,
goes
Ben, I
up
think
by
I'm going to take you
13.
to your weekly money line and spread pick of the week for the NFL coming up. What are you thinking here?
Palmer, haven't got a chance to look at the slate yet. But
I'm going to go Dolphins money line against the Broncos
I like the Patriots with the spread.
and Patriots with the spread.
Yeah.
Okay. -2.5.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. Come back next week for Ben's picks. he'll be slightly more
Well,
brushed up
unprepared.
next
That
week.
was, a little uncanny, but could have used a warning. You know, I love talking my NFL, but as long as it comes with a fair warning.
Now Littleton comes to kick off.
Maybe a little later we'll preview the Patriots matchup.
Nice kick from Bronco. Caught.
Come on, Nick!
Gets his blockers. And Paris. Oh, ball's out.
Ball's out again.
And
They call him down.
he immediately grabs that knee as
Call him
Paris.
down.
He was having some problems with it, and he got twisted up pretty good.
Yeah.
So we're going to give the training staff a minute to take a peek at him. And, so Ben, let's take a look at this week in LHS sports. Why don't you break it down for us?
Yeah,
What are
I'd
the games
love
to
to.
be at?
I would love to. All right, so coming up for boys and girls cross country, Wednesday, all right, versus Bromfield, 4 p.m., okay? Moving on to boys varsity golf, we're looking at Monday, September 25th. They're going to be at Lunenburg. And then the next day after that, they're going to be at Maynard. I love that course, personally. Followed to boys varsity soccer, Tuesday night versus Tohoto. That's going to be a big one. Don't miss it. That's going to be at Alumni. And then Thursday versus Quabbin at 4 p.m. Moving on to girls varsity field hockey. They're going to be at Lunenburg. That's a night game, so that should be a fun one, right, Lincoln? That's a nice field to play
Yeah,
on.
see you out there.
Yeah, and a skirt. I love a skirt. So girls varsity soccer, then that leaves us with that. Tuesday, 9:26, they're going to be at Tejano. But then the following day, they're going to be at home versus Quab, and that's going to be 4 p.m. at Alumni. Saturday, 9:30. It's a little Saturday game there. Saturday morning at Westford. Should be an interesting one.
Yeah,
Good
10:30,
matchup.
10:30 slate. Mike Lynn flying down the field here in his gator.
Yeah, as we get back to the action that's happening on the field.
They're just gonna. Looks like they're just gonna use that to give him a ride over to the sideline, and hopefully, if you're Paris, it's
Yeah,
just
Parrish.
something that maybe an ankle sprain or something that
Maybe just a leg contusion,
you
something
can
like
just
that.
tape up and hopefully be back next week. I think that's the big focus for them and Murdock's team is when can we get this dog back in the lineup.
Right.
Littleton comes over to give his condolences.
Well, I mean, obviously we're not sure what exactly happened, but after, he was on the ground in quite a bit of pain, and immediately players were signaling for the trainers to come on the field, so not a great sign there. So definitely wishing Mr. Parrish a healthy return.
Absolutely. Now they're going to waste no time getting under center. Hand the ball up the middle to the big fullback.
Yeah, that was good penetration there from Joey Taylor. Able to get in. I believe he was the first one to make contact with the back there in the hole.
Second and about 6.5.
To be exact.
And now, again, you got 6 down linemen. And that's going to be a loss.
Yeah,
Loss of about 4.
Quinn there with the carry.
That was Joey Taylor in on that one.
He's definitely not. Quinn is definitely not the runner that Parrish is. Still pretty
a little
good,
bit more
but
physical back, a little bit more pound town.
Yeah.
And Paris had a little bit more breaking speed on him.
So Palmer, well, one thing that I have noticed here, both Littleton and Murdock kind of helping each other off the ground, and it's just good sportsmanship. It's really good to see that out here.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be me, but it's good to see. It's good to see these guys taking care of each other, and now we got about 35 seconds left in the third quarter here. 4th and about 9. I would think you're going to punt it in the third.
You are down 2 possessions, and it takes you, if you're scoring a touchdown, you're taking at least,
Yeah.
a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Realistically, they should have thrown the ball 3rd down.
Yeah. I mean, they just can't throw it, though, Lincoln. I don't think they
must just not have an arm.
No.
As Alumni Field here is getting pretty rowdy. They're going to take it to the end of the quarter and
Okay.
and think about it.
So, ladies and gents, we're back here. We're through 3. It's 19-6. Littleton definitely looking stronger here in the second half.
Absolutely, a lot stronger. They're stuffing the run. They're coming downfield. They're making plays offensively, catching balls. They're cutting the mistakes, which I think is huge, and that's what's finally making them separate.
Right, we talked about that at the break.
Separate from the Knights here, or Devils rather.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you looking forward for Littleton to take care of the fourth quarter, get out of here with a win, get out of here most importantly healthy, and look on to next week against a good Narragansett team.
Well, got to come out. Got to make this stop first and foremost, right?
Yep, 4th and about 8.
But the defense has looked wonderful in the second half against the run. So there's no concerns there. But I'd say offensively, just run the ball, take your time, take time off the clock, run your normal offense. You cannot turn the ball over here. That's how you let Murdock get right back into this game. They're down 2 possessions.
And establish the run.
They might decide.
So I don't see their punter out there.
Looks like they're still intending to go for it.
Do you think you're going to see play action here or bootleg, right? They did run bootleg at the goal line.
It's just so hard to imagine that they'd run. It's 4th and 8, and they'd run it here, Lincoln?
All right. Well, actually, my mistake. The punter is
Okay,
out.
all right.
Quick motion.
Watch the fake.
Oh,
snaps it over his head.
Pin right, dude.
And that's going to be down at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I think
That
they're
was
gonna.
not a safety.
Yeah, they're gonna rule forward progress, probably at the 1 yard line, as you were saying, Link.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Just hit the other camera again.
Lincoln, that's one of those plays as a fan, right? It looks so much like a safety, right?
Yeah.
Like how many times do you see it in the NFL? But that forward progress, it's where that first contact is made.
Right.
Yes.
I think that the big thing there was
I'll do it.
I noticed how far up that punter was than he was normally. And the snap was pretty far over his head.
Be sorry, just be better.
So you think it was a normal snap, but the punter was set up incorrectly?
The punter was closer than he has been. I know
Okay.
that. I was wondering if it was some sort of fake formation or something. The punter was significantly closer than
Then he has been.
absolutely. Yeah, than he has
Interesting.
been.
Good observation there.
So maybe it was a miscommunication. Murdock doesn't look extremely happy on that sideline.
No, they might be doing some running come Monday.
Especially that long snapper.
Well, it is Cotton Eye Joe time here with 11:48 to play.
Cheerleaders and fans are getting into it now. Looks like they might be on the verge of their first
Lincoln,
home
I
game
think you
win
should
of
get
the
down there.
season.
I've seen you do the Cotton Eye Joe once before. It was pretty
Yeah.
damn good.
Let's use this
All right, Lincoln, why don't you preview Littleton's schedule?
Yeah, so Littleton's coming off a pretty bad loss against Tingsboro, but a win against there, so they're 1-1. Hopefully they can pick up the win here against Murdock.
It's looking like it.
Then we're going to stay here at Alumni against Narragansett, on the road for 2, Nipmuc and Garden, and then we're going to finish here with a little 3-game home stretch, starting with St. Paul's, then Quabbin, and
Back to
then
where they started.
November 23rd. I believe that's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the classic
And
Air
we're going to
Shirley
cut down to a
Littleton
quick
Thanksgiving
touchdown
Day.
of the Tigers here to extend the lead. But to finish that up, we're going to be Air Shirley in Littleton, I believe on Thanksgiving morning at a 10 o'clock start.
Wow, yeah. Not sure how the mom's going to feel about me announcing that sucker, but you got to do what you got to do.
We do it for you guys. It's not for the money.
No, especially you, Mr. Mano.
And now field goal's good.
Bronco strikes it right down the hatch.
And now Littleton's going to look to kick off.
So I'm interested to see who they put back there in place of Parrish, right?
Right.
He's off the field. They're
I
going to have
believe
Quinn
they have
back
the
there.
freshman Carlos Ruiz
Yeah.
taking his reps.
Yes.
Okay, when it's darker over the
Palmer, I saw that you had that in the scouting report. Ruiz.
I did have him in my...
Ruiz is trying to get his fair share of snaps, earn his playing time as a
Yeah.
9th grader.
little freshman on... one thing I will say is there definitely isn't too many guys on the Murdock roster.
No. Very, very, not often you will see a team smaller than the Tigers.
Yeah, I believe they have about 23 kids on the Murdock team.
And about a coach for every one of them.
And then some. And then some. Alrighty, and Bronco gets ready to kick this one away. 11:44 left
Let's
to
head
go.
now. Oh, it takes a nice bounce down the side.
Oh, he should have let it go. That's
Wow.
a bad play. And
That
he
was a
gets
perfect
stuck at
kick.
the 10-yard line.
Perfect kick by Bronco. It looked like it was heading out of bounds, but it just trickles down that left side.
Nicholas
Sideline.
Brooks, he gets the tackle.
Ends up
Bad-
in the coffin corner.
Bad play on Murdock's part. That would have went into the end zone. and you could have got the touchdown.
You think, or out of bounds, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he probably could have left that one. I mean, who knows? Maybe it was going to take a hop, an unpredictable hop out of bounds.
So timeout via the Tigers, I believe. So, Stormer, what are you looking for in this week's Patriots game? What do you think of the keys to win are going to be on this one?
Well, obviously the Jets are they're going to struggle to compete because of Zach Wilson, right? They lost Aaron Rodgers. That's a big loss, and Wilson's not good. He's not good. So the defense should have a good go at Wilson, and the offense, with the lackluster Mac Jones, should be able to score enough points to cover the spread.
We are getting weather. I don't know if you know this.
I like weather in favor of the Patriots. So
it's going to be a running game, I would think, and over/under is at 36. I don't know if that means anything to you.
Doesn't really get me going. Okay. What about yourself?
So we're coming back. I'm gonna, over/under.
Who do you like in that game?
It's the Devils' game to play over/under, but
you like the Patriots.
You got to go with the Patriots.
Yeah.
All right, Blue Devils back here. They're gonna run it up the middle again, gain of about 2, and that's gonna bring second and about 8.
So they have to pretty much they have to go 90 yards.
At some point, you got to throw this football.
Yeah,
Down
that's
20.
exactly what I'm thinking.
We've been saying later. Well, now's later. Down 20 with 11 to go. You got to throw the football. And they'll say up the middle works for us.
Yeah, well, Palmer, it's unfortunate you're not the coach, ain't it?
And 72 for Littleton checks in.
Well, we're coming up on
Stephon Auguste.
Coming up on about 10 minutes left here, almost. It's about time for Palmer's play calling. So what do you like here? If you're Littleton, are you blitzing? You stacking?
Yeah, I think we just stack the run. They got 6 down linemen. I'm staying with that. I might even go free safety blitz coming off the cop. Like a cover 3 YX.
Something or other, yeah.
Tight end attack.
Right.
That's what I'm going for here.
Right.
To continue to stuff this run.
And then on the other side of the ball, Link, as Murdock faces 4th down, 4th and about 6, it looks. And I believe they are going to run a play here and not punt the ball.
Bootleg right. Hands it up the middle and keeps going, churning, and gain of about 20. So why run the ball when you can do that? I don't know why they didn't do that on 1st down.
Yeah, giving it to the big boy there. It looks like the fullback, Stephen Gauthier.
Yeah, he's got a fair amount of touches this game. He's done pretty well when he's gotten the rock.
Yeah, very true. In the air and on the ground.
Reminds me of the Mitch Bowden days back in Littleton. Quick shift for the D-line, and they're getting washed down. Holy smokes. Gain of 6.
I mean, Littleton's pretty content with
Murdock. I think if you're Littleton, if this drive ends in a touchdown and you took 6 minutes off the clock, all right. I'm fine with that.
Take it.
I'm good with that. That's a win.
I mean, they're up 3 possessions.
72 was just getting washed down like he was at the beach.
Sub him out. Looks a little tired, maybe.
And 4 gets the corner.
Looks like it's Ruiz. That's that freshman you've been scouting, Lincoln.
Yeah, we were down there at practice, saw a couple games, talked to Coach Jim, and he said this kid's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah,
especially with this program.
He's got 3 more years in the program, so a lot of time to develop.
Hit the weight room.
Yeah.
3rd and 1. It's 2 down territory here. I think you just give it to the fullback, huh? Let's get 6 yards here. Works for me. 1st down.
They needed 1, and they get 1.5 there, and they moved the chains. And Littleton's going to take it because that's going to be about another 30 seconds off the clock.
Click, 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 click.
Blue Devils rush results in a 1st down.
Right up under center. I would like to see Murdock be a little bit quicker to get on the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they have an intention to win the game at this point.
You know, gain of 3 there. And they broke out they've had some good runs. This has been one of their better drives.
You mean
Cooper Jurgens on the tackle.
quality of pitcher? Both are good.
So that's going to bring up
I'd say both are good.
2nd and 8.
And under center again.
Yeah, right up the middle.
Up the middle. And gain of 2.
I mean, I'm willing to bet
3rd and 5.
I'm willing to bet that Coach Easter's just calling the same play on defense over and over and over because
It's Crunch Wrap Supreme.
because Murdock has run the same play on offense. It
Yeah.
seems maybe different variations of the same thing, but Ruiz again on the carry, got it, scampers. He definitely has some wheels.
Yeah,
A little explosive.
he
Gets
gets
about
the ball and
6,
he goes.
maybe 7.
Now it's time for the fullback.
4th and 2. I bet you he's going to give it to our good buddy Stephen Gauthier.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's the senior, and he'll do anything for this yard and a half.
This
at
is
this point.
the Will Allen special. Fullback dive, fullback dive. And no, they'll give it to Ruiz, but he's going to get swallowed up. So turnover on downs. Great stop, and that's the captain, Milner, the little one. And he wrangles them down, and turnover on downs. Littleton offense led by
Yeah.
Andrew Milner is going to bring it out.
You know, if it wasn't over already, that one will just about seal it.
Tigers take over on the Blue Devils, 49.
Or 2 hairs. Not a little bit.
I mean, I guess Murdock came into the game and said, you know what, we're running this ball, and if it works, great. And if it doesn't, even better.
Even better. 26-6.
Timeout, Murdock.
Littleton's got the ball, and they're going to take a timeout. Now, Stormer, what are we looking forward to ahead of next week's matchup against Narragansett?
I'm really looking to see, first of all, this quarterback competition is getting very interesting because, you know, we saw Milner, and then he kind of went out with an injury, and then Mansauer came in, but then Milner was healthy today, but Mansauer started the game,
Yeah.
and then they brought Milner in, and they still have him in right now, I believe.
Yeah, it's been on and off. It's been about every other drive.
So I'm gonna be interested to see, you know, how the passing is on both sides.
Absolutely.
But this was definitely promising. This is a promising sign. Littleton looks like they can pass the ball today. It looks like they can run the ball today.
We did realize that the clock was still running. I just realized that. And we don't know if that's been something that's been agreed upon between the teams.
It might be in the rule book for a score differential, but it's not that out of hand.
It's only 20. It's only 3 scores. But the clock is running. And Milner gets the outside. First down. Call it 12.
Zach Milner with the carry.
Well, it does get us home a minute early, don't it?
Yeah. And looks like we got some subs coming in. Mano and Nicholas Brooks come out. Jameson Hegarty and Andrew LeDuc check in.
Looks like Fitzgerald also came on.
And now it looks like Milner's night is done as well.
Zach Milner, that is. Andrew Milner still at the helm.
And the Warm the Buses chat is starting here at Alumni Field. A big run broken out to the outside. And a beautiful run there. Evan Fitzgerald, a gain of about 15.
Regardless of these players going out of bounds, the clock's just going to run at this point because we're below 5 minutes in the fourth, and you know the score differential, something or other, to that nature.
I'm flipping through my rule book right now, and I can't find as to why that is.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the ref knows more than us.
If you're Littleton here, this is the point of the game where you're running your regular offense. You're trying to get reps for next week.
Yep.
Yeah. You get some free
You're
game
trying
action.
to see what you got in your quarterbacks.
You're getting some game speed snaps, which you just can't replicate at practice.
Now, mind you, Asante did run a lot of 2 quarterbacks last year as well. In Gregory Deshane and what was the other quarterback's name? I'm blanking.
Brady?
Brady DeCoste. Brady. How can I forget Brady DeCoste? So they did run a lot of 2 quarterbacks last year. Again, it was kind of a competition that went for the whole season. And
Maybe that's what Easter likes to do.
maybe you just
Or maybe that means there's really nobody who's really taking the job by the horns. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
and
It's okay.
New personnel
I
here
know,
coming
I know,
on.
Ben. If you were in there, you would grab that bull by the horns and have it saddled up.
Yeah.
All right, and they're gonna wait here till the official gives the signal of 5 seconds to go on the play clock, and then they're gonna get under center and take the snap and run it up the middle, and they're gonna do the same thing again in a minute. Nice Fitzgerald breaks 1 tackle, throws him to the ground, gets the sideline,
Still on
cuts
his feet.
back, and then swallowed up. Oh, that might be a
Oh.
little much. I would have thrown the laundry on that one.
Definitely, yeah. Well, game's already gotten out of hand. Kid's a little frustrated. That's all that is.
And I think it was a great run there by Fitzgerald. Just couldn't find a hole. You know how that goes. And
Milner looking in. We know what they're gonna run. It's probably gonna be a run.
we know what they're gonna run. Probably they're gonna run it. Yeah.
Well, you can't be too sure.
Milner takes a snap.
Wow!
He's gonna throw it.
Oh.
And I'll tell you one thing: he didn't grab it by the horns.
No.
And
no.
incomplete passes is exactly what you don't want if you're Littleton.
He might have gripped the ball like it was a horn, and that was the result of that pass.
Absolutely. So now
under a minute here. The
about
seconds
45
are ticking
seconds.
down.
The clock's still running. They will have to run another play. So I think they probably just take a timeout and then kick the ball. I mean, hey, listen, you got a good kicker. Let's kick the field goal. What the heck? Why
Yeah,
not?
see what he's got. See what's in the leg.
50-yarder.
He doinked the last one. It was a PAT, but it was from 35 yards out, and it looked like it could have been good from 40. So yeah, let's see the leg from Bronco here.
Yeah. Littleton takes a timeout here.
All right, 5 seconds. Clock's coming down to the end. And that'll wrap this one up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the final score, 26-6. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, to join us next week. It's going to be right here at Alumni Stadium. Littleton's going to face a tough opponent in the Narragansett Warriors. That should be a great game, so tune into that one. I also want to thank our LCTV crew tonight. They always do a phenomenal job. I think
Absolutely.
Lincoln could say the same thing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Mark Crory, right to my right. Always phenomenal job. And Damon Abbott at the top of the totem, filming the game, working hard behind the scenes. So shout out to those guys. They do a great job every time. So, for Lincoln Palmer, I'm Ben Stormwind, wishing you all a good evening and good night.